Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Armidale Regional Airport here in New South Wales. Today I'm going to be catching Qantas down to Sydney as QF 2031. Armidale Regional Airport serves, I believe, 3 different destinations with 3 different airlines. But yeah, anyways, got about 90 minutes until my flight, so let's go see if check-in's open. Looks like check-in is open, so now let's check in. Also, Armidale Airport has been recently refurbished very nicely. Now it looks very modern. Okay, so check-in's done. Very friendly check-in agent. As you can see there, our flight is delayed around 15 minutes. However, the boarding pass only states it's delayed 5 minutes. I have a feeling it will be delayed a bit longer because the plane was meant to leave Sydney 20 minutes ago and it hasn't moved on the ground there. Also, I'm not too sure what plane will be taking us to Sydney today. The check-in agent said that it would probably be a Q300, despite being originally scheduled on a Q200. But the plane hasn't left Sydney yet, so we'll find out later. I hope it's a Q200 though. Anyways, now that check-in is done, let's go through security, which is just down this hallway here in Armidale Airport to the left, which is looking really nice, and it's air conditioned in here too, which is necessary on a day like this. Security is actually not open just yet. It does say that boarding is going to be pretty much in 55 minutes from now, except the plane hasn't left Sydney and flight time from Sydney to Armidale is 1 hour and 5 minutes, so I know that that's incorrect. Anyways, still think that the plane's going to be Q300, unfortunately, because for a bit more context, when I booked the flight, and even last night and this morning, the plane was scheduled to board a Q200, which is a really cool plane and really rare, so I was really excited for that, but unfortunately it seems like it might have been changed. Unfortunately, the Q300 is now just about to depart Sydney at 40 minutes late, and security has now opened here in Armidale. I have a tight connection in Sydney that is not actually a connecting flight, so I'll only have like half an hour to connect, so hopefully we can do that. After a super quick security check, now airside at Armidale. I'm really impressed with the airport here. It even has USB ports and charging ports just on the seats, which is really impressive. However, there is no cafe out here, but I don't know if I'd really expect that. And here's a nice view over the apron. Now here's still got about an hour until boarding, but something to distract ourselves from the fact that we don't get the Q200 today is this cool looking Link Airways Fairchild Metro 23. I do actually think that the Link Airways livery is one of the best in Australia, if not the best. It looks really cool. This plane will be heading off to Brisbane via Coffs Harbour today. Not much else really happening here at Armidale, because the next flight that should be landing is ours, followed by a Rex, also going to Sydney. My plane for today is just now arriving in. This is VH-SBT. This is a 2001 built Dash-8 Q300, delivered brand new to Qantas in 2002. This plane has now arrived in Sydney, by the way. Actually only ended up landing 25 minutes late, which is quite good considering it left 50 minutes late. 45.
Reminder that carry-on baggage is restricted to one small piece up to 7 kilograms, and mobile phones and electronic devices must not be used between the terminal and the aircraft. On behalf of QantasLink today, we do wish you a very pleasant flight through to Sydney.
Hi. Thank you, you too. Now let's board. Nice day to board via the Airline here. The Q300 has 50 seats in a 2-2 seating configuration. My seat for today is 8A on the left side of the aircraft, which has a window missing here, but there is still a window here, which has a view of the centre of the engine and the wheels.
We hope you enjoy your flight through Sydney today.
Okay, so now they're on board with my seatbelt fastened. You can see a nice view of the engine and stuff here. Never sat in this seat of a Q300 before. Anyways, let's go through the seat features of this aircraft. I have a feeling that if there is any recline, that this button here will activate it. Legroom here is really good, probably 32 inches or so. But really nice for a flight of this length and a plane of this size. Then you have a safety card in front here, as well as a sick bag, a Christmas magazine, which is cool. I actually haven't seen that on my previous couple flights. And then we have a regular Qantas magazine here. And then also here, of course, we have the tablet holder. There is no entertainment on board, so not many people probably use it. But just here, we have the tray table, which can be pulled out just a little bit and back in just a really tiny bit. And yeah. Anyways, that's the seat features of this aircraft.
Fastened. Keeping it fastened even when the sign is off may help in avoiding injury during unexpected turbulence. For takeoff and landing, your seatbelt should be fastened low and tight over your hips. You can tighten the belt by pulling the strap. And to release, lift the flap on the buckle. Smoking is not permitted on this flight. A smoke detector is fitted in the toilet, which is located before takeoff. You should be familiar with the emergency brace position. If in doubt, please check your safety information card. This aircraft has 4 emergency exits, 2 at the front of the cabin and 2 window exits at row 10. Please identify the exit nearest to you and an alternative. If an
Now taxiing on to the runway. I suggest that we'll probably be backtracking the runway before takeoff. Finally made it to the other end of the runway. Now turning around for takeoff. Now just about at our cruising altitude of 19,000 feet. Cabin crew just came around, handed me a nice nice bottle of water, which is nice because I actually haven't drunk enough today. Then there's also, I have had these once before and they're pretty tasty, not amazing, not my favourite from Qantas, but still quite good. You have some little corn chips here with some tomato salsa and some pretzels with almonds on the bottom. I do believe that there'll be more drinks on offer shortly, like tea, coffee and soft drink. Now at 19,000 feet, cabin crew also just came around and offered wine, beer and soft drinks, as well as mineral water. I opted for a lemonade, and yeah, this snack is really tasty. Somehow, it actually surprised me a bit, but the almonds dipped in the salsa, in my opinion, is actually quite tasty. But yeah, overall pretty good for a flight of this length. With the food service coming to an end, cabin crew now coming around to collect any rubbish that we might have. And I do have some. The seatbelt sign has now been switched on. The cabin crew have just come around to collect last bits of rubbish. In a short minute, we will be starting our descent into Sydney. The captain came on and announced the cabin crew, or asked the cabin crew, prepare for landing. And so yeah, should be landing in around 20 minutes or so. Now, just started our descent into Sydney. In the background, we're getting a very nice view of Newcastle, which is a beautiful city, and I highly recommend checking it out if you have the money and time, obviously. I have uploaded a trip report of a flight to there, but it is an absolutely beautiful place. Also experiencing a couple minor bumps on descent. Now getting some spectacular views over some lakes and everything, or rivers, around northern New South Wales, northern Sydney. Also just managed to get below the clouds before there's storm clouds above us, or darker clouds, because there is a potential for a storm later today in Sydney, which is why it's a bit bumpier. Now starting our absolutely stunning approach into Sydney.
Welcome to Sydney. QantasLink would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land. As the seatbelt sign is still on, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. It is not permissible to retrieve any items, baggage from the rear of the aircraft. For those passengers with premium,
I'm not too sure if you guys can tell, but they have just shut off engine number 1, which is common practice for Dash-8 to preserve fuel, because they actually commonly taxed with one engine.
Remember to check your seat and seat pocket for any personal items. Whilst disembarking, we recommend you use the handrail to assist you safely onto the tarmac.
Now, after a very long taxiing into probably Gate 1C, because that means that we're going to have to catch a bus, which is a little bit annoying considering my Jetstar flight boards in half an hour. and I haven't even checked in yet. So today's flight time was 1 hour and 13 minutes, which is above average for a flight from Armidale to Sydney. Now time to disembark. Thank you. Well, here in the bus, after waiting a few minutes behind another plane, I'm going to conclude this trip report partially. Verdict is that delay was shocking. I know that there were many Q300s and Q200s on the ground that could have taken us quicker, which is very annoying. But anyways, this bus is taking a long time. But yeah, anyways, service on board was really good. Food selection and drink selection was really good. It was quite expensive, so I don't actually know how much Rex costed, probably 120 or something, as opposed to 170 paid for this flight. I would choose Rex over Qantas. It was just, I'd have Qantas flight credit for this one. But yeah, anyways, once again, I'm going to go and rush. I have 12 minutes to check in for my Jetstar flight, so I'm going to dash and yeah. Now for the final conclusion. I think that the service was good, the delay was terrible, and Qantas were not worth paying the extra price. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be much appreciated. Check out my website for more information about upcoming flights, and my community page to have a say in when I upload what. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching this video, and yeah, hope to see you in my next one.